name is Mac. Welcome back to the Rad Venturer channel. We're talking about e-bikes, man, like we always do. Today, we're going to kind of bring it together. It's 2026, and, some cities are finally starting to catch up, like, these kids out there are being dangerous with e-bikes. Duh! No freaking duh! So today's about bringing everyone together on the same page so that we know where we're at. Because here's what's happening, man. 2026, they are hell-bent on making some laws and making some changes, which we need. I agree. But if you do them the wrong way, then you could kiss our freedoms goodbye. You can kiss all the fun goodbye because they're just going to restrict everything, okay? One of the things that a lot of people don't know is where to ride their e-bikes. And that's what gets them stuck. That's what gets people in trouble. They ride through the cities on the wrong sides of the road, going the wrong way, in sidewalks with like pedestrians and stuff, and they go too fast. But you know what? Let me just let this little news piece sum it up for you. All right, we're going to just jump right into it.
Departments that crack down on unsafe underage riding.
In Eye on America, we look at issues facing the nation. Tonight, e-bikes. Hard
nationwide,
to believe, but
okay?
Electric bikes have been around since the late 80s.
So take a note, because normally when I do some of these news pieces, right, they're specific to a city or a state. This is talking about it nationwide. They're probably going to mention a couple places where we've seen e-bike crashes on the news. All right, so here we go.
1800s. Now they're more popular than ever. But all too often, a ride on an e-bike ends in the ER. We caution you here. Some of the images
A ride on the e-bike ends in the ER.
Stunning surveillance video shows a 15-year-old going an estimated 40 miles per hour on an e-bike and slamming into a car in Montvale, New Jersey.
What?
Video shows a 15-year-old going an estimated 40 miles per hour on
40?
an e-bike. And video shows a 15-year-old.
Crash!
Video shows a 15-year-old.
Oh!
Video shows a 15-year-old go.
Oh!
Video shows a 15-year-old going an estimated. Video shows a 15-year-old.
What? I've never seen that video before. Obviously, you can tell because, oh my God.
Holy. Estimated.
Dude,
stunning surveillance video shows a 15-year-old.
He doesn't even try to stop.
A
15-year-old going an estimated
traffic.
This dude. Are you not looking? Are you not even looking, my guy? Seriously, what is going on in your head up there, bro?
Surveillance video.
Still.
Video shows a 15-year-old.
It's like he didn't even look at the car. Just blam for you to have to go up high over the bars.
Going an estimated.
Landing on his back.
Estimated 40 miles per hour on an e-bike and slamming into
twisting.
a car in Montvale, New Jersey.
I see that kid flip over the car. Like, I hope he's.
That was a rodeo flip. That was a straight flip with a 360, yo. You know how that's crazy.
The boy survived. But for Montvale Mayor Mike Casale, maybe the most troubling part, the crash wasn't a complete surprise.
Yeah.
We get calls almost every day where these kids are on their bikes doing stunts. And that's how they get in trouble.
E-bikes, now a nearly $2 billion market, are exploding in popularity.
We've seen those clips before. Those are not
in your
new.
community with respect to e-bikes.
This is the first year now that we see an issue with the e-bikes. All of a sudden, the parents are buying these really high-speed bikes.
But with increased sales,
that's the problem right there. That's the mother faking problem. This year specifically, for some reason, e-bikes boosted in sales. Why? All right, think about that. Why? We had tariffs, we had all kinds of stuff, but it still went up. I'll tell you why. Social media. This is the first year where there became an e-bike pop culture. I don't know how to explain it, but if you look at social media today, there is now an e-bike sub pop culture or something. Like, people actually learn to ride e-bikes, then learn to do all the tricks just so they could feel included in this culture, this group of friends and people. And that's why it got big. And then all of a sudden, kids are like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to buy e-bike, please. I love you long time, please, Mommy, Daddy. But then the parents just do it because they don't know anything about it. I have an 18-year-old. I have a 16-year-old. I also run Rad Venturers, my e-bike business. I teach people how to be safe on e-bikes and stuff. And man, there are so much that people don't know. Like just in biking in general, like regular pedal bikes. People don't know how, like if you're on a shared mixed use trail, you're trying to pass somebody on the left side and it's a double lane, they don't know to go bing on your bell and say, passing left. Even the ding on the bell, people don't do that. They just rip right through. What happens if somebody's walking through and then a bike is trying to pass on the left and the person walking through doesn't know it? They're like, oh, I need to tie my shoe. Boom! They get hit by the bike because the bike didn't see them going to stop to tie their shoe. That's like, there's a lot out there that people don't know. We need to get educated, right? That's why later today, I'm going to go to a meeting at the Douglas County something. It's a business meeting and a land use meeting, but we're going to talk. It's a public meeting where I can go there to talk to the government officials about the laws that they're making. That's the only way I know how to help. Like, dude, we got to make changes and we got to get involved. So I'm going to get in on that meeting. It's in a couple hours, but I'm going to finish this video first, man. We got to get everybody caught up on the same page.
Sales come increased risks for pedestrians like this woman in Minnesota who was struck.
Whoa, dude, they don't normally show that kind of blood on TV. Wow. Like she must have bonked her head, yo. Look at that. That is a lot of blood on that sidewalk. Dude, that's crazy. What happened to her now? I was babbling too much.
Pedestrians like this woman in Minnesota who was struck by a 14-year-old while on a sidewalk.
She was just walking and a 14-year-old hit her. I'm sure that 14-year-old don't know shit about laws. The parents probably didn't teach him either.
And more.
Oh, this one we've seen. That kid got prosecuted. We know about that one.
And a 13-year-old in New Jersey.
That's unfortunate.
In fact, e-bike ER visits among
Jesus.
children 10 to 17 have
Dude,
more
that
than
thing is
tripled
under the
since
car.
2019.
So an e-bike has a battery.
Yes,
Typically,
sir.
they're in the frame right here.
E-bikes make up nearly 40% of sales at Craig Cornell's Diamond Cycle
Wow.
in Montclair,
You
New
cashing
Jersey.
in, homie?
How fast can some of these e-bikes go?
Some e-bikes can go 50 miles an hour
Yeah.
or more.
He won't sell any e-bikes that go faster than 20 miles per hour.
They're really not
Class 1, Class 2.
they're really e-motorcycles.
Yes.
Nationwide, a patchwork of regulations.
Parents, everybody else, okay? We got to make that distinction. E-bikes, e-motos. Thank you, Mr. Guy, for saying that. That's a big deal. E-bikes, e-motos. Big difference. When it comes to the laws around those, you can bet your sweet ass cheeks that e-motos are going to get regulated to hell. They're dirt bikes. You don't see dirt bikes hanging out in the parks and on trails. No, dude, you don't see that. There's a reason.
Governs e-bike safety. But
dirt
New
bike.
Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer says they're not enough.
I'm very worried about kids being safe.
He introduced legislation that addresses helmet use for e-bike riders under 18.
I agree with
and
that.
offers grant money to police departments that crack down on unsafe underage riding.
Yep.
My son has an e-bike.
What was your thought process in getting him an e-bike?
So, like I said, man, I don't disagree with those laws. I don't disagree with those regulations. I agree that we got to keep people safe. Like that poor lady that got smacked by a 14-year-old, blood everywhere on the sidewalk. I mean, she was probably just out for a walk, dude. And then someone's uneducated child goes out there and runs her ass over. That sucks. That really sucks, man. And she's probably going to have some kind of like long-term permanent damage as a result. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that kind of news around e-bikes, okay? Like, look, I'm being completely honest with you guys. It's affecting my business. Like, I'm starting to get restricted on what kind of trails I could bring my e-bikes on. In fact, I'm having to like write a whole book on where we can go to actually use our e-bikes, you know, and I'm hoping that helps keep people in the right spots. It's going to be available soon, but not yet. I've got like the first 10 or so chapters through the editor already. I'm hoping to give you guys a sample of that, because finding these trails and staying on these trails so that we could enjoy our e-bikes without hurting anybody or anybody else getting hurt, or, you know, stupid things happening, that's important. We got to figure that out, my friends.
Mal's opposed. And then a lot of his friends are riding him. And my process was...
You can't do what you,
okay,
you know, kids are going to do what they're going to do.
Follow.
But parents can control it. Okay, kids are gonna be like, yeah, I want to be like my friends. I want to join their e-bike gang and do wheelies and stuff. And it's like, oh, well, you know, I'm all cool with you getting an e-bike and stuff, but and I'm all cool with you learning how to do wheelies too. But if you guys want to learn how to do wheelies, then you go do it in the right spot. Don't do it in front of people, in front of cars, in front of dogs, animals, where something will die. You know, do it in like a safe, open space where you can like fall and not hurt yourself too. You know, I get the point of learning stunts and doing cool things. I get it. It's fun. It's cool, right? And then you learn it, you get good at it. Then you want to just do it everywhere. And then now you start making everybody else look bad. You know, like, we got to think about those things, my friends.
The parents think that they're doing a favor. They're making their kid happy. It's a death trap.
A new way for teenagers to get around, with increasingly disastrous results.
He said it's a death trap, all right? And look, if your kids want to get around on an e-bike, that's great. Class 1, Class 2, keep the street legal, right? But their friends are like riding around on Surons that go 50 miles an hour. Well, then maybe you could talk to the parents or something, because they shouldn't be. Unless they're, you know, on a safe, designated area where that stuff is legal, all right? Let's be smart, my friends, and let's find those trails that will make you happy, that will make you have some fun on your e-bikes. While we're waiting for that book to come out, I'll have an offer for you guys right here. It's a free guide, and you'll get updates on when the book comes out. So check it out. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to highlight the best trails to ride through in America. One of them is right here in Colorado. Very close to me. In fact, I grew up right on this trail, bad boys and girls and friends. This is where the heart of Radventurers exists. So check it out. QR code there, radventurers.site, free guide. It is going to be the best way to help you find those e-bike trails that you've been looking for. All right, y'all, stay rad, my friends. Cheers.